Welcome to Roofing Road Trips with Heidi. Explore the roofing industry through the eyes of a long-term professional within the trade. Listen for insights, interviews, and exciting news in the roofing industry today.
Hello, and welcome to another Roofing Road Trips. This is Heidi Ellsworth, Roofer's Coffee Shop partner, and today I am with my dear friend, April Hall. April, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Heidi, for having me. It's an honor to be here, so thank you very much.
Well, April, you know I am huge about women-owned businesses, and I have to tell you, you have a business that is just rocking the roofing world. And just for all of you, April Hall is the president of Storm Consultants and the SRC Summit, which we're going to be talking about today. So, April, I'm just so impressed with what you do and the business that you run. Can you tell everybody a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I work with roofing contractors nationwide, and I bring them together, live events for, learning and networking and fun. Do different ones throughout the year, but the SRC Summit is the annual event that's coming up next month in January, and it brings up roofing contractors from all over. Really big about content and giving the best value. The speakers that I put on stage, we do a full trade show. We have some other networking events, so it's a lot of fun, a lot of great networking opportunities, and just a place to where you can grow your business and learn from others who've gone before you, and they share their success stories.
That is excellent. And before we get really into the summit, because obviously we want to talk a lot about that, but overall, Storm Consultants, you're doing things year round, right?
Yes. So the annual events in January, and then I do different events throughout the year. Obviously with COVID this year, we took a little bit of break for a few months. Yeah. But I do, different ones. Yeah, I always do an annual overhead and profit seminar. That's a real hot button topic in the industry. We have a good process of getting that paid consistently. And then I do other events, depending on what's going on in the industry. Sometimes they're just a networking thing. Sometimes, put like commercial roofing panel together. So we do a few different things, and it's great.
That is cool. So let's talk about the summit. Can you give everybody a little bit of history on the summit? How did it start? How long has it been going? Just kind of give us a little bit of a feel for that.
Yeah, so well, my background is in construction. So my family, before I was born, they started doing custom built homes. So I grew up with that. In college, I ended up, meeting a business partner. We opened up our first roofing and construction company. We did that for a few years, and then got back into the home building business for a little bit. But roofing has always been an amazing industry. So got back into that. And after a while, just, working in different states, we saw that there was a huge need for a standardized training for this industry for, storm restoration. And it hadn't been created yet. So back into 2011, we put our heads together and we came up with the industry's first insurance restoration sales training, and did that here in Dallas. And really at the time I thought, wow, there's so many roofing contractors here. It will be, it's probably just going to be a target market, right? It's just going to be Dallas in this area. Well, it wasn't. I mean, I didn't see like how big the need was until about 4 months later. There was contractors flying in from, really all over different states. So started to scale the company into other things that were needed in the industry. So we created the Overhead and Profit Seminar back in 2013, and then this conference, the SRC Summit, was born from that too. So talking with roofing contractors on a daily basis, and hearing the pain points and the needs of the industry is really how I created SRC Summit. It was IRC Summit back in 2013. When it first started, it was a one-day event, and then grew into like a 2 to 3 day event over time. And so I've rebranded it back in 2019 to the SRC Summit, Storm Restoration Contractor Summit. And what it does is just the top needs of the industry at the time. So we have several different subjects that we cover over a couple of days. So that's what it is. Also a trade show and networking.
That's excellent. And you're right. I mean, there is such a need for all of the things that go into restoration, all the different parts is so different than more retail roofing. So let's, I want to talk about that a little bit more in the fact that contractors who are interested in working with insurance companies in doing restoration and making sure this is the place where they can learn how to do it the right way. So maybe talk about what the contractors can learn specifically, maybe just a few examples at this conference, and why that's so important.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, we stay on top of, what's happening in the industry. Also, of course, like there's law. So, I mean, especially even Texas over the last year, we've had some different laws that have changed. So, I mean, a big thing is I don't want anybody in trouble. So I'm very big about keeping the content fresh and keeping everyone informed of what's going on with law in particular. But, working with insurance is a little bit more difficult than retail. It is complex and you deal with a lot of things. Through adjusters, the insurance companies with getting things paid. And so we talk a lot about that. There's a lot of objections that you get just as a salesperson, as a business owner in the company. So we have actually, Steve Patrick's going to be, he's excellent at that. He's going to be sharing that from the main stages, really how to overcome some of those objections that you get to just help get that, get the job done right, get it paid. And so there's other things that we talk about, your roof sale closes. I have a full commercial roofing panel. Over the last couple of years, contractors have really asked me, they're like, hey, April, how do I do more commercial roofs? About, gosh, it was probably a year and a half ago. It's like, you know what? I need to put a commercial roofing panel together. So this year, I'm super excited about some new faces on the panel. It's about a $350 million commercial panel. So it's some of the top roofing contractors in the nation that are going to be on that, just sharing their experiences with, how to break into it, how to start your commercial roofing division, and being able to answer those questions. So I like to bring, top experts together, and it's great because we come together, and, contractors who've been doing it for a while and they've had great success, they don't mind sharing with how they did it. And so it's an awesome feeling to bring everyone together and just help each other succeed.
Yeah, that's what's so awesome about this industry, isn't it? They're so willing to help each other. And when you have an event like this where you can bring them together and start sharing best practices, really everybody leaves a winner from that type of environment. So, okay, I want to just, before we go on, because I really want to talk about your top speakers, but before we go on, I do want to just comment on, I love the fact about seeing a need like commercial roofing, and then I'm thinking about that and I'm like, wow, that is really complex in the fact that you have to understand the insurance and then the whole world of commercial roofing, working with building owners and facility managers. I mean, it's a whole different world. So I think a lot of people out there in the roofing industry anyway would think, oh, well, if you're running insurance or doing this, you're just working with homeowners. But that's not the case, obviously. Hell does not discriminate. So what has been some of the experience you've seen? I know you're saying that a lot of people have that interest. Are you seeing the contractors really take what is some of that happening there on the commercial side? I think that's really interesting.
Well, commercial, it's a different animal really compared to the residential. We're going to go over that. It is quite a bit different. I mean, when you're doing commercial roofing, even, with your insurance as well, even though you have insurance, you're going to have to bid. And it's about relationship building as well. So, I mean, I have a lot of friends and associates that I work with. I own commercial buildings. So I'm currently working on a project right now. It's 22,000 square feet of TPO. And so what I do is when I get those in, I work with some of the top roofing contractors, and really I refer them out. And so I'm working on something right now. But yeah, I mean, it is different. We're going to teach you, how to obtain, to break into the commercial industry, but really the ins and outs of it as well. So, I mean, it's pretty in depth, but it is very different from residential.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know of anywhere else that's doing that. So, I mean, to really people who, it makes sense. If you understand insurance, of course you're going to want to expand out into commercial. So this is the place to be able to do that. That is so cool.
Well, thanks.
So April, let's talk about the speakers. You always have great keynote and you have industry. So maybe go over some of your top speakers who are going to be there and kind of what they're going to be talking about.
Okay, yeah, let me just look here right here. So the first one, I mean, we have so many, so I'm looking on my side too, so we can go from the top. I always like to bring in other speakers outside of the industry, right? Whether they're a business leader or somebody who's inspirational and motivational, because I mean, we cover so many different things. It's industry specific, but it's also, you know, a business conference. And so I'm super excited and really honored to have my main keynote is Keith Kraft. He's been a business owner, he's a pastor, he does masterminds all over the US. And so he really helps, you know, businesses, he coaches them. I'm in his mastermind group at his church. He's going to open up the SRC Summit with just a keynote on mindset, really, and you know, how to get your mind right. Because if you're, you know, if you want to be successful, you've got to think about success. You have to go forward with that. So he's going to do a whole thing about the growth mindset, and I'm super excited because I've heard different things so many times, and it really resonates into business. And so I love that he's going to be opening it up. Jim Johnson's amazing. I love working with him. He coaches roofing contractors to succeed. So he's been in the industry for a very long time. He's going to be talking about leadership and how to be a great leader within your organization, how to lead people.
Yeah. I love Jim Johnson.
He's great.
He's awesome.
I love him too. He's just, I mean, I always say, and somebody asked me to describe Jim Johnson, it was like one word: integrity.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah. He's just such a good man. I know I don't know if you're always supposed to say that anymore, but that's when I think of Jim, that's what I think. He's just a good man. Yeah. He's just so cool.
He just really loves helping contractors succeed. Yeah. So he's passionate about it. And I just really like that about him, and his wife is there, and just they're a great team, and you know, they help so many people. So I love that they're going to be there. Scott Ryapel, Interstate Roofing, I'm so excited to have him be a part of it as well. He has an amazing story. I mean, he's consistently been in like the top 50 roofing contractors, top 50 out of 100 every year. But he's going to talk about, you know, overcoming adversity from the bottom to the top. So he has an amazing story of where he came from and to his success today. So he's going to be sharing that. He's also on the commercial panel too.
Yeah, and you know, Scott just won, and Interstate Roofing just won Innovator of the Year with RT3. So
yes, I just saw that.
So cool.
Yeah, so he's got some amazing projects going on as well. So he's a wealth of knowledge. He's going to share a lot with us too. So I'm excited about him. Sam Struthers is going to be talking about company culture, how he grew his team. They have an amazing team of, you know, all the people who work with them are so happy to be there, and they're always posting about how excited they are to go to work each day. So it's a real cool feeling to be part of that. So, oh gosh, who else? We've got so many.
I know, and you know, I'm looking at if you're watching this on video, or if you're if you're obviously a podcast on your favorite channel, you're gonna be able to find this on the srcsummit.com. We're looking at it right now as we're speaking, and all of April just does an amazing job with this website. All of the speakers are on here, and you can see all of them and really kind of go into what they're gonna speak about. And April, what a great lineup. This is so great. So from here, let's talk a little bit about those panels. I know you said you have the commercial panel. What other panels do you have going?
So I'm so excited to bring back the women's leadership panel. I did it for the first time for 2020 SRC, and we have an amazing lineup of speakers on that, and it just brings a different aspect to SRC. You know, for the longest time I've been doing this, the majority of it have been men, so I wanted to change that. And this past year, I had the leadership panel, and I had record number of women in attendance. So it's great. NWIR was present at the event too. They had a booth, and I'm excited because we're going to start off the event and kick it off with a women's networking lunch. So
nice.
That's going to be Saturday. That. Yeah. So, you know, it'll be Saturday, 11:45 to 12:45, kicks off the event. The same day, we have a ton of breakouts happening. We've got the vendor trade show. We've got a welcome mixer. We've got the roofing Olympics. And then all Sunday and half day Monday, we have the main stage speakers.
That is excellent. Wow. And again, as I'm going down through here, there's marketing panels, there's industry experts, there's legal panels. I mean, it is like just everything that you need for your business is going to be there, and such great networking. So let's talk about the networking because you do some really fun stuff. I know you do your Olympics, so tell us about it. I'm not even going to give it credit. I'm not going to give it enough because it's so cool. Talk to you about what you do for networking for everyone.
Yes, so I'm always big on feedback, and every time I do something, like, how can I do it better, right? So when I get feedback from contractors, the top two things they typically tell me is, one, and this doesn't matter how long they've been in the business, they've been in business 3 years to 15 plus years, but they always say that they had no idea they were going to gain that much information and knowledge that they could take back and use right away in their business. And so I'm big about value, putting a lot of great value in industry experts on stage to give that expertise. So you're not going to come to the SRC Summit and get pitched from stage. We're going to give you as much value and as things that we can give you that can help you be successful. The second thing that they tell me is the networking, meeting other contractors, meeting the vendors. And so this past year, I did change it up a little bit. Typically would have, the first part of the conference, we would do the main speakers, and then we'd have the networking mixer at the end. I said, well, networking is very important, so I'm going to do something to where everybody can meet each other the first day and, break the ice. So this year and next year, we're kicking it off on Saturday. We're going to do the women's networking lunch, and that's 11:45 to 12:45. There's a ton of breakouts going on that day, and then we have the vendor trade show. But I did the roofing Olympics this year, and it was really, really fun. It was supposed to be the year of Olympics, right?
Yeah.
COVID changed a little bit. So we did Olympic-like events with a roofing spin on it. We did ping pong. It's an Olympic sport. Golf, we did a golf simulator, the longest drive. We had cornhole, obviously not an Olympic sport, but everybody liked it.
Important,
right? So
yeah.
We did the nail it competition. We did the fastest and most accurate to nail shingles. It was just a lot of fun. We played for gold, silver, and bronze medals. We're doing that again this year. Cash prizes go to the gold medal winner, and then we match that to charity. So it's a win-win, but it breaks the ice. So everybody gets to meet each other right away, and then they know each other throughout the event. So it's great networking just to start off. The next day, we also do a networking mixer at the end of the event. So plenty of opportunity to meet contractors, meet vendors, get to know everybody throughout it.
I love that. I think that's so smart. I mean, because first of all, we all know roofing contractors, anybody in roofing, it seems like we're all kind of competitive. We all like to, these kind of cornhole or shingle nailing contests, whatever it may be. And then just the chance to be able to sit there and laugh and be together before you're actually sitting in a room learning gives you this great opportunity to just, like you said, break the ice. I think it's brilliant. And it'll be really fun.
Well, yeah, it was just a lot of fun. It was laid back. Usually I'm running around before the event, making sure everything's perfect, but I got to be able to actually enjoy my event.
Yeah.
By doing that. So
I
enjoyed
love it. I love it. I love it. So, okay, along with that and that networking part of it and what you're doing is the sponsors. And you have some amazing sponsors and you have the trade show. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, sponsors are able to have, we really do like 10 by 10 booths, and they're there the entire time, and they're part of the event, which is cool. So we have it's a big area, and I got way more space this year just to social distance everybody out because of COVID. So I'm taking all the necessary precautions, protocols set up by the state to make it a safe event. So with the vendors, they're going to be part of the event. So we have like the main stage, the attendees, and then the back we have the vendors. And so if they're like a gold sponsor, they're actually in the front row and they can see all the speakers, which is pretty cool. And so yeah, I mean, it's opportunity for to get in front of owners of roofing companies by sponsoring the SRC.
That is and you know what, while we're talking about it, because I know that everybody is, I mean, let's just take that elephant out of the corner. Everybody is worried about COVID and social distancing and stuff, but you are doing some really unique things along that. Why don't you tell everybody about that?
Yeah, so with the whole thing that went on this year, wanted everybody to be safe. So just to know where everybody stands and let everybody feel more safe. Obviously, we're social distancing everybody out, doing the state protocols, and I got plenty of room. But what I did back in July is I started a bracelet system. So upon check-in, you'll pick a bracelet. You're either going to pick green, yellow, or red. Green means that, hey, you're good to be there. You can shake hands, maybe hug. Yellow is a little bit more cautious. No handshaking, but maybe like, your elbow or fist.
The elbow bump.
Yeah. And red, social distance. you know, hey, we're not going to shake hands. So what it has done is really showed everyone where they stand, right? You're not going to walk up to somebody and try to shake their hand if they're wearing a red bracelet. And I didn't know how great it was going to be, but when I first did it, everybody kept talking about it. And so they liked it. It shows you where people stand. And I really think it does help people feel a little bit more safe.
Yeah, I think it's so smart. I'm sure everyone's going to grab onto that because it makes a lot of sense. I mean, even just in life, you know, because some
Right?
people are a little bit more susceptible, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you also are doing a lot of social distancing when in the room when as everybody's sitting, right? You're
Yeah.
moving everything far apart.
Yep, we had to, yeah, they're doing all the layout for me and stuff. So it was depending on like where the number of people are. We have like the state protocols, like the 6 feet apart and so many to a table. And then we have a section for, you know, if you're a red bracelet, we're going to get you in another section so that you feel more safe. So you're way far away from people.
Good,
But
good.
everybody is separated out, and yeah, so it's a little bit different. You know, I'm just navigating things with changes of COVID. I do have a few corporate sponsors that, you know, typically go to this event, and they're just on lockdown. They're not allowed to be in person. So what I'm doing as a way around that is, since I want to be there, I can offer them a virtual booth.
Nice.
And so literally they can be there. They can send all their marketing equipment. We can put it up for them, or they can drop it off, set it up themselves and leave. But there's a screen, so anybody who visits their booth, they can talk to virtually.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's great. Yeah, I love it. That's smart. Very cool. So I want to kind of get in a little bit into the tactical on how to sign up and everything. But before we do that, I really want to talk. And I know we talked about earlier you having the women's panel, but I also want to just talk about your involvement with National Women in Roofing and the Dallas Council, sorry, Denver, Dallas, the Dallas Council, and all of the great things you're all doing and how you've all supported each other. Can you just share a little bit about your experiences that way, April? Because you guys just are doing amazing things.
Well, yeah, I mean, this year has been just a little bit different because we've been really set back on meeting in person, but we have a really great group here, a core group of women who are, you know, we're always on Zoom calls. We support each other. One of our board members just had a baby. We'll send her presents and gifts, and, you know, we come together and, you know, we network with each other. We support one another. So I wanted to bring that into SRC. And, you know, even for women who aren't part of National Women in Roofing, they're invited to attend the event and be part of like the NWI or brunch, you know, visit us at the booth, you know, sign up for it. Last year, we had a lot of ladies that attended from different parts of the United States, and they signed up to be a member. And
I
so,
love it.
yeah, I really love bringing everybody together. And, you know, being a woman in the industry, obviously it's, you know, there's not a lot of us. And so it's great when we come together and, you know, really just help each other grow, learn from one another, and just succeed. So.
And you know what? There's a lot more since we got started. A lot more women are showing up.
Thank you, Heidi.
I love that. I love that. I love how you said that, you know, your conference was traditionally men, and now you're just seeing more and more women showing up to your conference. And I just think that brings such great balance too, because we know in the workplace, sales, back office, out on the roof, women can be anywhere in that, and they need to be learning everything that your conference teaches.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
I'm excited to do it. You know, we're adding the networking lunch, and then obviously the women's leadership panel and WIR is going to be there. So I'm super excited. I can't wait.
that's great. I love that. Okay, so let's talk about how people can sign up and kind of some of the logistics of hotels, all that kind of stuff. So first of all, how do they sign up?
Yeah, so anyone can go to srcsummit.com, srcsummit.com. Just scroll down. There's a couple of different ticket options on there. There's VIP or general admission. VIP is going to get you in the front rows, the VIP badge. We have a VIP networking breakfast that we do in the VIP room, and then you'll get access to watch the entire summit speakers again after the fact that the summit is over through our online streaming portal. So that's a huge value to check it out. And then general admission is access to everything, just not those things. And we have group rates on general admission. So, you know, as long as there's 3 or more, the rates decrease for the group rates. I have amazing hotel plans. I mean, I have anywhere from $79 per night to $157 per night if you want to stay on site. So if people are traveling, you know, a lot of times you go to conferences, when I typically go to them, hotels are usually like $200 per night.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I've gotten from 79 to 157. And so we do have Embassy Suites, which is attached to the Frisco Convention Center. That's the most expensive one. It's only 157.
I love
So,
well, and talk about the location, about your conference hall and just where it's at in Dallas, because you're just in
yeah.
such a cool spot.
Yeah, so it's Frisco, Texas. It's about 20 minutes from DFW International, 30 minutes from Love Field. And there's a lot of fun stuff to do here. So their Dallas Cowboys headquarters is in Frisco. It's literally 2 minutes away. And so they have the whole field there. That's where the Cowboys work out. There's a whole bunch of different fun places to visit there with restaurants and things to do. We've got the Andretti Racing Center if you want to go race go-karts or check it out. There's Topgolf. There's malls, there's attractions, there's just a lot of fun stuff to do. And typically in January, you know, you never know, but it's typically around 60 degrees or more outside. So it's, you know, people traveling from up north, it's nice to get away and enjoy decent weather.
Yeah, I'm ready for that already. It's only November or December. Sorry, I don't even know what month I'm in anymore. Yeah,
I know,
I've
it's
been
like
to
the
that
third
area.
year of 2020. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I said, I think it's the third year of 2020, so we're good.
Yeah, I know. And you know, I've been to that area where the convention is going to be, and that Frisco area and the Cowboys and stuff like that. And it's just so fun. It is just such a great place.
It is. Yeah, I'm excited to have it there.
Yeah, awesome restaurants too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, and so when so they're going to go on to the srcsummit.com page to register. I love that VIP. I think that's really cool. That's just gives a little bit of an edge. And the hotels were there. So when is early bird registrations? When should they get registered? Besides, of course, right now. But kind of what is some of the timeline?
Well, the rates do keep going up. Oh gosh, as we get close to the event, so we'll have a couple little rate increases before then. The next one is actually the 12th, December 12th at midnight, so it's coming up pretty quick. But as far as like a group rate, you always get better rates with a group rate. I do have a very special rate for National Women in Roofing. So it's srcsummit.com/NWIR, and it's, you know, if you're part of NWIR, it's like half cost of the ticket. So
Wow.
yeah.
That is great. And I also know you've been kind enough to give a very nice rate to Roofer's Coffee Shop too. So if anyone who's listening goes through the Roofer's Coffee Shop, there's banners, there's a directory, we've got it on the events page, we're gonna have it on the podcast page, there's blogs. You can find so much information about the SRC Summit. And if you click any of those links, you will also see a discount, an early bird discount for Roofer's Coffee Shop on anybody who uses that promo code. So that's just RCS. So if you hear this, use that code and you're gonna get some good pricing. If you're a lady in roofing, get to the National Women in Roofing page, because there's just so many. I like how you do that, April. It gives people a lot of opportunities.
Well, thank you, Heidi.
So I think, any last thoughts? I just want to make sure we covered everything, but I think everyone knows what it is, why they should go, how much fun they're going to have, and how to do it. So anything else, April?
Oh, I'm just, you know, I'm excited to do this. You know, everybody's moved their events. So really, I am the only roofing conference SRC is for the first quarter of this year. So, you know, we just say, take time, you know, if you really want to set yourself up for success in the first quarter, this is really where you can get started with, you know, planning out 2021 and doing it right. So I would just encourage everybody to take a look at the site. You know, my information's on there. If you have questions, reach out.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And I am so excited for you in this event. And thank you for taking time today to share this with us at Roofer's Coffee Shop. We so appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Heidi. I really appreciate it. And this was fun.
I know, it is fun, isn't it? At least we get to see each other, because this is one of the few. We're going to have this on video and on podcast. So if you're listening to it on podcast and you want to see the sites, or you want to see April or myself, you can also go online and see it as a video, as always. So April, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for being a part of Roofers Coffee Shop. And please listen to all of our podcasts under Read, Listen, Watch, and on your favorite podcast channel. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any. And have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a review. Thanks for listening. This has been Roofing Road Trips with Heidi from therooferscoffeeshop.com.